Hello, everybody. This is Antonio Frazier here. Today we will be discussing the criticism assignment we had. Um, the type of criticism I decided to do is ideological criticism, which focuses on discovering the values and ideologies of a person or organization by reviewing the artifacts they produce. Um, So today I decided to choose PTSD by Herbo. It's a song out right now. It's one of my favorite songs, and I think it has a good message behind it. So I decided to use this one. Um, the author of this artifact, which there's three, would be G Herbo, Chance the Rapper, and Little Uzi Vert, um, which are all East Coast, Midwest slash people. G Herbo's he's the main person in the song. It's his song. It's on his album, which is actually called PTSD. He's from Chicago, and then Chance the Rapper's from Chicago, and then Lil Uzi Vert's from Philadelphia. The target audience for this song would be fans, just the American people, the media, anyone that they can get this message out to that will listen would be the target audience to wake up America to what's going on. So, which makes this artifact relevant is just the timing of it. The songs came out probably about, I would say, 3 weeks to a month ago, so it's still fairly new. And also, it also brings light to a lot of things that are going on in America at this time right now. That usually don't get any light shed on them. So I used ideological criticism. I'll tell you guys a little bit now about my analysis of the song when using this type of criticism. So I'm not gonna just read off pretty much everything that I did and wrote down, but I'll give you guys an overview of what I did and some examples of what I did and how this criticism went for me. So we start off by looking at the presented elements of the song itself. So we can start off. I'll read a couple lyrics from I'll read a couple lyrics from each of the members of the song, and then I will show you what my analysis was on those lyrics and those lines, and then eventually we'll get on to the suggested elements. I'll form an ideology for this type of criticism and the song, and then I will talk about the function served by the ideology. So first, what we have is the first lyric of the first line of the song. I turn the news on when I smell death in the air. I prove you wrong. I made it out of here. Okay, so that's the presented element. The suggested element behind that is that just there's so many people dying right now, and especially to like gang violence, and in the streets of Chicago right now, especially within the last couple of years, it's been really bad over there. So there's somebody dying every day. So when you have a feeling that somebody's died, you turn the news on, and like every day there's somebody else who's died, or somebody who's died. And then the I made it out of here shows that like he grew up in like a poverty-stricken neighborhood where no one believed in him, and where no one really thought he was gonna make it anywhere, but he's became famous. It's kind of ironic though, because this song came out after he died. He died like a couple weeks before the song even came out, so it's kind of sad too. Like this all comes back around and it just shows what this song is about. And then the next line is, "Don't stand too close to me. I have eternal PTSD." That's the presented element. The suggested element is that that he has PTSD. That people in poverty-stricken neighborhoods and gang-stricken neighborhoods don't really, get mental health taken seriously, and that a lot of them do have PTSD, but they're never diagnosed from it. The next line is, "I got a war zone inside of my head," which just shows that he's just conflicted inside of his head every day, that there's a lot going on and that he's not okay. At the line from the next artist, which would be G Herbo, I was hearing bangs like Chief Keef, Chief Keef is also another rapper from Chicago that got popular like 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago when we were all like freshmen in high school and stuff like this. And one of his like ad libs was always bang bang, and that just shows like I'm hearing bangs like Chief Keef. So you just grow up hearing these gunshots outside your window, hearing them on the streets, and it's just like engraved inside your head. Uh, the next line would be, how the hell am I supposed to have fun when all my friends are dead? Um, the suggested elements in this lyric are that he's rich and everything like that. People say you're privileged, or you have all this stuff. You're rich, you have money, you have all these cars. But he's basically saying like, how am I supposed to have fun with all this when all my friends are dead? So like on the poster, like on the cover art of this album, he has an American flag, and instead of stars, he has the faces of like all like 50 of his friends that have been killed from gang violence and other things, drugs and other things like that. So it says a lot. It says a lot right there. Another, like the chorus of this song, it says, the days seem long as lives get shorter. We know sex, drugs, money, all in that order. Ain't no structure, no peace. We've lost our order, leaving me with anxiety, effing up my sobriety. This just shows how like all this stuff does have an effect on all these people, and the suggested element basically is that after all this has happened, like yes, we know like sex, drugs, money, like it's fun, like everybody thinks this is all like glam and stuff, but like there's no structure, there's no peace, there's no order to their life, and they're just left with like anxiety, and they're just taking drugs to try to cover all of this up. We also can see what else? Yeah, so basically after all of this, after reading all these suggestive elements and then the presented elements, the ideology of this song, and after doing my analysis, I got that it was that all these people like in the poverty-stricken neighborhoods, gang-stricken neighborhoods, they deal with mental health probably more than most people do, but they're not getting the attention for it. They're not. There's no no one's trying to help these people. People think that they're just a lot of people are just gangbangers and everything like this. But when you grow up in an environment when by the age of 24, 50 of your friends have been killed, then that does have a long-lasting effect on you and your actions, and then the rest of your environment, and it's like a trickle down, like raindrop effect on the rest of society around you. So basically, yeah, the ideology, I just got that they were just bringing awareness to this issue that mental illness is real, especially like in the hood or like poverty stricken neighborhoods that don't get the attention, because like people go to war all the time, and a lot of those people don't necessarily like they've been in shootouts, they've seen their friends die, and they come back and they get treated. They have all this attention on, there's all these programs for them. But think about all like just the kids growing up in all these poverty-stricken areas where they see people die every single day. When you're 8 years old, growing up with gunshots out your window and seeing people dead on your front lawn before you even turn 10. When people you go to class with, you go to school, and one day they're just not there anymore. And it's a regular thing. It's a regular thing around there. No one decides to look twice about it because they think that's just the way things are. So what they're doing in this song is definitely bringing attention to the fact that there is a lot of mental illness in these places, and that just because they have all this money and stuff now is that they're not affected by this. And it's a perfect example because Juice WRLD, who's on this song, literally died like 2 weeks before the song came out from a drug overdose. And if you listen to any of his other songs, all he's talking about really is just depression and drugs and stuff like that. And this stuff comes from growing up in places where things aren't easy. Like things are hard, and they see stuff every day that people that are more privileged, like myself and like the rest of us, don't necessarily have to see every day. And then, like I said, the function served by this ideology would be to bring attention to this, to let people know that this is a thing, and to necessarily get help for people to, um, to give more aid to these areas where this stuff happens, where more resources, where people can get help. Because when you're 24 and 50 of your friends have already died, that's can't be easy on anyone, and I can't imagine that you don't have PTSD the way you think, the way things are around you. You're probably always looking over your shoulder. You're probably scared 24/7, and I just think personally that this song does a great job bringing attention to that, and you could see the underlying factors of what these people are going through this song. So, yeah, those are my results. I had fun doing this, and thank you guys.